tuned as Jefferson Pilot Sports and the Southeastern Conference feature the number 4 ranked Tennessee Volunteers hosting the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Coming up next. On a snowy Saturday afternoon in East Tennessee, it is time for game number 2 of the SEC doubleheader today on Jefferson Pilot Sports. 4th-ranked Tennessee against the Mississippi State Bulldogs. David Steele along with Barry Booker from Thompson Bowling Arena. And let's take a look at the starting lineup presented by Don Pablo of the season in place of the ill Charles Hathaway, who was sitting this one out with a case of the flu. Certainly could be a factor in today's game. Barry?
Yeah, but Tennessee still a deep ball club. That puts another score on the court actually for Tennessee with Slay and Victor inside. Also, you got Tony Harris and Vincent Yarbrough on the perimeter. A lot of point production on the court for Tennessee.
Very talented basketball team. And the jumper good by Michael Goller. So he comes out firing. He has struggled shooting the ball this year, but the last couple of games for Mississippi State has come on strong.
Goller looked really good right there, putting the ball in the air. It's a big bucket for Mississippi State, getting off to a good start. That will be important for Mississippi State to start fast and also to avoid the big runs that Tennessee can lay on you.
Both teams playing man-to-man defense to get the game going. John Higgins, outstanding three-point shooter, drills it.
Coming off the screen, Tony Harris set a screen. Higgins moving to his left, dribbling the basketball, pulled up and drilled that three-pointer.
The league's leading three-point shooter at 46%. And when Tennessee makes threes, Barry, they are tough to handle.
They are scary.
The lob inside, and the shot made by Hamilton. Beautiful entry pass, and Hamilton gets his first basket of the game.
Tang Hamilton came in with 27 points in his only other career appearance in Thompson Bowling Arena, his career high set 2 years ago.
Tennessee likes to shoot the three. Slay's first offering is no good. Antonio Jackson pushes it up the floor for the Bulldogs. Mississippi State in the lead 4-3 early from Knoxville. Hamilton 4-3.
And Hamilton picking up right where he left off 2 years ago. Had a 9 for 15 outing that day in Knoxville, and he is feeling it today with 5 quick points early. Tennessee has an advantage inside. They can pound the basketball inside. Mississippi State is not as big as the ball is down low.
Long range three by Tony Harris. And the Bulldogs rebound.
And 3 trips, 3 3-point shots for Tennessee. They've got to start taking the basketball inside, trying to get something going to the basket.
Jackson well defended by Harris. Slay, or rather Yarbrough, picks it off for the Volunteers. Higgins traveled. Well, of course, pressure applied by the Volunteers. They go deep to Goller, who was an outstanding football player in high school, so that's no problem for him.
Nice pass from Tang Hamilton, too, right over the top.
Here's the big fella, Robert Jackson, getting his first touch of the afternoon. Slay trying to get the call, did not. Jackson in and out.
He was worried about where he was going to land. Ron Slay laying on the floor in front of him.
That foul is on Robert Jackson, and that is probably not where Jackson, Washington, as the Wildcats handed the Volunteers their first conference loss of the season on Tuesday night.
Harris had 6 turnovers as well. Really a poor game for him. And Tennessee's leader is Tony Harris. They're going to go as far as he can take them. He just has to play better, has to distribute the ball and make better decisions than that for this Tennessee ball club.
Here's Jackson pushing his way in, slammed in by Billups. Or Goller, rather, on the follow. And he's got 2 field goals.
Isaiah Victor went over trying to block that shot from Robert Jackson, just left an easy opportunity. Oh, that's another foul on Jackson. The last trip down.
A lot of blocks today, and that time it cost him. Yarbrough. Hamilton for the Bulldogs.
Tennessee still firing 3-point shots. They haven't attempted a field goal other than a 3-pointer, I don't believe.
The drive by Tony Harris, who was fouled on the play. There's another long-range bomb by Goller. He has 7 points already. He was injured early in the year with just a little problem with his lower back, but he's healthy now. Tennessee, where the Bulldogs of Mississippi State have raced out to an 8-point lead early in the first half. And Rick Stansbury, in his 3rd year as the head coach of the Bulldogs, has his team prepared for this one, no question about it. Jerry Green's club coming off the loss at Kentucky, off to a slow start today at home.
Mississippi State forced into a zone defense. Tennessee finally takes it inside. That's their first two-point field goal attempt of the day.
You think Jerry Green might have addressed that during the timeout?
No doubt. Without their best inside player, Robert Jackson, really weak inside. Ron Slade catches it down low, a little head fake, and an easy bucket.
Slade committed a foul after that bucket by Ron Slade. National leaders in college basketball with victories already this season.
That's the top of the heap right there. Those three teams tied with 16 wins. The expectation so high for Tennessee. I mean, they're 16-2, but people are wondering what's wrong with this club. Saw W make his speech this morning. Did a great job. Expectations not that high. You look great coming out there. In Tennessee, you can go 16-2 and still not look that good.
Tennessee's band is not here today because they are involved in the inaugural parade festivities. So they've got the Tennessee band piped in. Still sounds pretty good.
Not quite the same.
No.
Need those brass instruments swaying around in here.
Mario Austin checked in for Jackson. He's defending Slade, who loses control of the basketball. Picked up by Hamilton.
A lot of one-on-one action for Tennessee. Ron Slade dribbled the basketball for quite some time before ending up with the turnover. Tennessee just needs to move it around. They have enough firepower to score. He can get up. Yarbrough on the board.
A lot of athleticism on this Tennessee ball club. Here's Yarbrough out on the perimeter. Excellent outside shooter as well. Slade, ordinarily the Volunteers' outstanding sixth man, forced into starting duty today and doesn't seem to mind that role. That's his second bucket already.
Hey, he is a scorer. Comes in averaging just under 13 a game. And with him in the starting lineup, that's just more offensive firepower for this Tennessee ball club.
Hamilton isolated against Victor. Nice one-on-one move by Tang Hamilton.
Tough shot, Tang Hamilton. Isaiah Victor, one of the best defenders in this league, one of the best shot blockers in the league. He's tied for fifth in that category, and Tang Hamilton goes right at him.
Hamilton and Goler have 7 points apiece to account for all 14 points for Mississippi State. Ron Slade. 6 points for Slade. He's got the whole package on offense, Barry. The inside game and the face-up game as well.
And a good pass by Isaiah Victor. Tennessee kicked it inside. Victor didn't force it. Pitched it back out to Slade for the open 15-footer.
Antonio Jackson feeds the post. The young freshman Mario Austin has not played well against the Southeastern Conference team, but here's the first McDonald's All-American ever come to school at Mississippi State University, and he is a very talented young man.
He is highly touted, very athletic. They thought he'd be a first-round draft pick had he decided to go to the NBA this year. But Mario Austin playing for Mississippi State and doing a good job today. Throw today, catch and shoot right there. A little jump hook right over Mario Austin. And right here, it's a 17-footer off the kick-out from Isaiah Victor. Ron Slade can put it in the hole.
An emotional guy, a crowd favorite here in Knoxville, and the kind of guy that opposing crowds love to hate.
He does incite the crowd everywhere he goes. State zone defense here. Inline out of bounds.
Boswell has checked in for the Bulldogs. He got a piece of the basketball. They like to get him in. He plays about half the game. They can slide Antonio Jackson to the two spot. That was well defended by Patterson. Higgins shoots the air ball.
Tennessee still settling for three-point shots. Rebound number 5 for Goler. Off to a flying start.
Yarbrough goes for the steal, so it's 5 on 4. And an open 3 for Patterson. Boswell in there battling for the rebound. Takes it away from Slade. Rejected by Yarbrough. Boswell misses again. And the rebound, Ron Slade.
But look at Mississippi State. Work that offensive glass. Get several opportunities that trip down the court.
Pace slip. No charge is called as Austin tried to get the call. And Harris will bring it back out front with 12:43 to play in the first half. The Bulldogs leading by 6. Slade. Tip no good by Hayslip. Hayslip, he went over the back. I think it's going to be an offensive foul on Marcus Hayslip.
And Mississippi State on their offensive boards just crashing the glass, getting several opportunities. I think that's 4 shots there, but Tennessee shot blocking. Look at that, 4 guys in the top 9 of the SEC in the category of blocking shots.
Charles Hathaway not here today because of a case of the flu also. Their backup small forward behind Yarbrough, Terrence Woods, unavailable because of the flu also. Yarbrough is going to have to play big minutes today against Mississippi State. That foul is going to be called on Jackson in transition. He slowed down Tony Harris. Antonio Jackson picks up his first personal.
Tennessee going to their full court pressure, trying to increase the tempo of this ball game. Tony Harris slipping in right behind Jackson to take it away, and then starting to break the other way. Jackson a little frustrated. Tony Harris initiated that contact, but Antonio Jackson is called for the foul.
Well, it was important for Mississippi State from their perspective to get off to a good start today, and they have. But Harris makes his first jumper of the afternoon to cut the Bulldogs' lead to 4.
Tony Harris starting to get warmed up. He didn't come out here and force it early in this ball game, but seeing that his team has started slowly, a little bit lethargic so far today, he's trying to crank it up a bit.
Well, this young fella is impressive athletically. You can see why the NBA was interested in Mario Austin. He's 2 for 2 in the early going today. Another 3-point attempt. This one from Hayslip very early in the shot clock.
Tennessee just will not settle down and play on the offensive end, take good shots.
Well, Hayslip comes back at the other end and rejects Mario Austin. Harris off balance. Oh. Like a Tennessee player might have gotten a hand on it up above the rim.
Leader of this club, they're going to go where he takes them.
Tony Harris, outstanding 3-point shooter. He's 3rd all time at the University of Tennessee in threes. Bulldogs jumped out to a 12-4 lead. Tennessee coming to life. After a slow start, there is certainly an upset victory for the Ole Miss Rebels today against the Kentucky Wildcats. So Kentucky suffers a letdown after the win against Tennessee, and Vanderbilt, Barry, how about that? Goes into Gainesville and knocks off the Gators.
Oh, the Gators got injury troubles. Brent Wright is out with that stress fracture in his foot. Teddy DuPay with some back trouble. Justin Hamilton a blown ACL, and they are struggling a little bit now.
Hamilton blocked. Victor got the first one. Hayslip the second. I believe they're going to hit Hayslip with a personal foul.
And that was all basketball on that play. Tang Hamilton just took it into a crowd, and you cannot take it into this Tennessee front line and try to squeeze something off. They are going to put it back in your face all day long. And Hamilton fortunate that the foul is called on Hayslip. Hamilton ends up the line.
The senior from Jackson, Mississippi. He already has 7 points in the early going. That was his first opportunity from the free throw line. And Slay returns for Hayslip, who has picked up a pair of personal fouls.
Foul trouble becoming a factor, but more so for Mississippi State. Tennessee has a little bit more depth. They can weather the foul trouble even with their flu situation and Charles Hathaway not being here. For Mississippi State, Robert Jackson out is a huge blow for the Bulldogs.
Jerry Green says he expects to go to an 8-man rotation today. That's the 3 for Yarbrough. His first field goal of the afternoon. And the Volunteers battle back to within 2.
Tennessee is capable of going on huge runs. They can throw a 10-0 run at you in about a minute and a half. And Mississippi State will have to watch out for that. They're doing the right thing by taking this at a relatively slow pace on their offensive end of the floor.
Zimmerman, double teamed out on the point, knocked away and stolen. Harris Walker got a piece of it. And the Bulldogs get it right back. Jackson heads the other way. Hamilton. Flying dunk by Tang Hamilton.
What an athlete Tang Hamilton is. Going in there up high over Vincent Yarbrough. Just took it up to about 11.5 feet where Yarbrough had no chance at it and slammed it home.
Hamilton has 10 already for the Bulldogs. Slay draws a double team. Harris Walker on the penetration. And that's what has to have enabled him to get so many points in high school. A prolific scorer at Hargrove Academy in Chattanooga.
Does a good job taking it to the basket. That's what Tennessee needs. More drives to the basket, more feeds inside to their big guys.
Austin, the rebound Hamilton, Antonio Jackson. That's for three. Jackson's first field goal of the afternoon.
And another offensive rebound from Mississippi State. Hamilton came up with the board and kicked it out to Jackson for the easy jumper.
Slay lets it fly again.
Inside, they could take it in there to guys like Isaiah Victor and Ron Slay down low, close to the basket, where Mississippi State is reduced to Mario Austin, who's not a very good inside defender. You know, Tennessee can just dominate it down low, but they're choosing to pull up and take those three-point shots.
Robert Jackson, an early seat on the Bulldog bench with fouls. Jackson, Antonio launches another three.
That's one of those bad shot, good shot. It went in. Way to go.
This matches Mississippi State's largest lead of the day. Isaiah Victor. Now Slay swings it to Higgins.
Some patience here for the Vols, but look at them. They're just standing around, very lethargic.
Walker launches a three. That's a shot you'll ordinarily give up. Harris Walker, 29% from the arc this year.
Yeah, Mississippi State really backing off of Walker. He's only 4 for 14 on three-pointers this year. They gave him that shot, and he drilled it that time.
Antonio Jackson gets into the Volunteer defense. The pass.
So he hits 2 in a row, and here's Walker pulling up, taking a three-point shot, knocking it down. But for Tennessee, that's fool's gold. They need to go inside.
Another three attempt. That's the first one that Mississippi State has missed. They made their first 4 today. Harris. Nice fake and drive and a foul. I believe it'll be on Mario Austin. Or rather, Iris Boswell picks up the personal on the drive by Tony Harris.
And they're basically 2 touch fouls. He finds himself on the bench probably for the rest of the half. Mississippi State hanging in there without Jackson.
Absolutely. Tennessee takes the ball away, and Zimmerman was standing on the out-of-bounds line. Referee David Dodge right on top of the play. Well, the Bulldogs led by 8 just a moment ago, but it's Tennessee's ball when we come back. Number 4, Tennessee in Knoxville on a snowy afternoon in East Tennessee. Let's take a look at some other scores. There's I guess you'd call that an upset, even though Ole Miss is number 21, perhaps not.
And playing at home, I wouldn't say that's an upset. Good win, though, for Mississippi. And that's an upset.
That's an upset.
Vanderbilt going to Gainesville and taking out the Gators.
Commodores now 3-2 in the Southeastern Conference. And second-rate Duke just rolling along in the ACC. So Ole Miss with that win today, they're 3-2 in the Southeastern Conference. Vanderbilt's 3-2. Georgia, a team that's going to be contended with. That lob almost shattered the backboard. Patterson picks up the loose ball for the Bulldogs.
Tennessee trying to run that set play on the out-of-bounds play. Tony Harris threw that one a little too high. Probably shouldn't have tried that pass.
Touched last by the Bulldogs.
Play, and Mississippi State really playing well, shooting the basketball incredibly well. And Tennessee has been pretty lethargic so far today. Not much fire with them, and they're taking a lot of three-point shots. 9 of their 15 shots today have been three-pointers.
They take a lot of threes, but that's a higher percentage than even normal. Harris uses a Slay screen, but can't free himself from Zimmerman. There's another three. This one from Walker. He's made 2 in the first half. 7 points for the sophomore.
Tennessee is good enough to beat you in a variety of ways. They have the ability to hit those three-point shots. They can take it inside as well. It seems like the easier approach would be to jam it down low, especially with Mississippi State's best inside player, Robert Jackson, on the bench with 2 fouls. Wow.
Nice challenge by Slay, an off-balance shot by Jackson. Victor. 10-0 run for the Volunteers, and they take the lead. For the first time since they were up 3-2 in the first half. So The crowd here at Thompson Bowling getting involved. Jerry Green's club leads it by 2. Well, fans, JPSports.com has
offensive club. They can erupt into those 10-0 runs before the blink of an eye. And Jerry Green's club getting on one of those runs here in the last couple of minutes. 10-0 in the last 2:15.
Team that features some great three-point shooters, Harris and Higgins, Yarbrough. But it's Harris Walker who has shot Jerry Green's club back into the lead with a couple of threes in the last several minutes.
The good thing about having a deep ball club, about playing 10 or 11 guys the way Tennessee has all season long, you can have someone like Harris Walker come out here and give you a surprise lift as he has today.
Mississippi State handled the Volunteer pressure nicely. Now they settle into the half-court offense with 20 on the shot clock.
Mississippi State trying to slow the tempo of this game down a little bit. Tennessee has gotten running here the last few minutes.
Vols have done a nice job keeping Mississippi State off of the offensive glass.
The last few moments they have done a much better job rebounding.
Hamilton off the turnover.
Tang Hamilton, the quickness, the athleticism, snatching that steal away and then taking it the length of the court to pull Mississippi State even.
Breaks Tennessee's 10-0 run. That's some hawk. Yarbrough, the talented junior from Cleveland, Tennessee. Lane violation. Yarbrough gets another crack at it.
Oh, that they're explaining now to Rick Stansbury what's going on. And warning the bench. A little too much chatter from the Mississippi State bench.
It's always good for a laugh when perhaps a graduate assistant or one of the managers gets chastised by an official, and it looks like the Bulldog bench is getting a kick out of it right now. Yarbrough given a second chance, knocks in both free throws, and the Volunteers are back in the lead.
And that was a big play. That he missed the front end of that 1-and-1, so that was going to be Mississippi State's ball going the other way. He gets another chance, and he hits them both.
Tennessee challenging better defensively than early in the game. Hamilton continues to scorch the net for the Bulldogs.
Tang Hamilton loves this building. I mentioned earlier his only other career game here, he went for 27 points, his career high.
Ron Slay answers with a three at the other end.
Tennessee still lofting up those three-point shots at every opportunity.
Mario Austin, nice head fake to get Yarbrough flying by.
No one has ever questioned Mario Austin's ability to score. And he is showing it today. He is a very good offensive player for Mississippi State.
Well, that's nice. Back to the basket footwork, maneuvering by Ron Slay. 11 points for the sophomore from Nashville.
And he is yapping up a storm out there, telling his teammates that Mario Austin cannot guard him. And he's right about that, especially down low.
Yarbrough deflected the pass out of bounds.
Ron Slay can be a dominating player. When he gets the basketball down low, his confidence is very high. He just made a three-point shot. So here he is posting up, dropping it in right over Mario Austin. And letting you know, he can't guard me.
And in that back-to-back sequences, Barry, we saw what makes Slay one of the most versatile players in the Southeastern Conference, his ability to go inside and outside.
See about his defense. Tang Hamilton didn't put it on the floor and try to take it.
Goller, Michael Goller, a season high 9 points in the first half.
His career high is 15 points. He comes in averaging 3.5 points a game, but Michael Goller lighting it up for Mississippi State so far.
Entry pass almost picked off by Austin. Slay muscles it in.
And Mississippi State has no answer for Ron Slay on the defensive end of the court. They just do not match up with Slay, and he is very confident, got it going on the offensive end for Tennessee.
Well, Michael Goller having a good first half for Mississippi State. The junior from Prentice, Mississippi, a season-high 9 points, and Ron Slay has scored the last 6 points for the Volunteers. From Knoxville, Tennessee, Thompson Bowling Arena. David Steele and Barry Booker. It's first half action. Second game of a doubleheader. Vandy over Florida earlier today in Gainesville. A close one here in Knoxville. And these standings have been updated to include today's games with Kentucky losing against Ole Miss. And there's the Ole Miss record now at 3-2. Just a half game behind Alabama. And it is just so competitive. Game after game in the Southeastern Conference. Very unpredictable. Amazing balance in this league. We got the number 7 team in the nation at the bottom of the SEC East. Florida 1-3. It's amazing. Tennessee, a little zone defense. Zimmerman. Hayslip rebounds the miss. Tennessee's played a lot of zone defense this year. Matchup zone that Jerry Green has gone to. Isaiah Victor, very quiet in the first half. Brian DeStaff, the transfer from Virginia Tech. Tough break. Rebound, Victor. And that's his first field goal of the game. Great job by Victor. You could see it when he had the basketball earlier. He wanted to squeeze off a shot, but he was patient, kicked it back out, and found a good shot on the offensive boards. Tennessee's largest lead of the day. The Bulldogs led by 8 on 2 occasions. Golan short on the 3 attempt. There's an offensive rebound for Hamilton. Dang, Hamilton looks like he's coming down from the rafters a lot of times today. He is so athletic. Hamilton for 3. Another offensive rebound. Their 6th offensive board of the first half. Tennessee playing this zone defense, it's a little bit more difficult to block out and rebound out of it. The guards, Tony Harris and Grindstaff, have to get down in there and scrap for those defensive boards, help those big guys out. Another 3, Jackson. Tennessee gets this rebound as Marcus Hayslip outlets it to Tony Harris. Mississippi State with 3 opportunities that time down, just couldn't get it to go in the hole. Yarbrough for 3. Boy, it's a 3-point shooting-a-thon today in Knoxville, Tennessee. The Volunteers stretch their lead to 8. And 43-35. Tennessee with 43 points, and we're not even through the first half yet. That is too many points for Mississippi State. They're not as explosive by a long shot as Tennessee is. So this is trouble having that many points on the board already. Again, Tennessee in the zone. The skip pass to Golan. Back across the court to Zimmerman. And an offensive foul is called against the freshman, Mario Austin. Go to the line here. Look at the left of your screen here as we go to the replay. Mario Austin trying to get position inside, using his right hand to clear space against Hayslip down low. Gets caught, and now Hayslip will go to the foul line. That's good ball movement against the zone, though. It had Tennessee zone shifting back and forth and then zipped the pass inside to Austin. But the freshman commits the foul, and he's on the bench now. Boswell returns. And a rebound off the missed shot by Hayslip, taken by Antonio Jackson. Good job by Antonio Jackson going down in there, digging that rebound out, getting possession for his ball club. 8-point lead for the Volunteers late in the first half from Knoxville. Mississippi State has gone a while without scoring, 3 minutes without scoring a point here in these last moments of the ball game. Shot clock down to 2. Golan for 3. Michael Golan hit his first 4 shots today, but he's cooled off. Harris. Rebound Jackson. And a breakaway for Zimmerman. And the little guy takes the elevator to the top. Zimmerman getting the wide open kick out. Derek Zimmerman going to the hole, hammering it home. That tomahawk dunk. Mississippi State finally breaks that dry spell as Tennessee got caught with all 5 of their players going to the offensive boards. Now
Tennessee holding for one shot here, going to the locker room at least up by 6.
Harris pulls up for 3.
Make it 9.
Tony Harris dribbled the clock down and lost a 3 from the top of the arc, pumping his fist as he heads to the volunteer locker room. Tennessee shoots 64% in the first half. They lead by 9. Spotted underdog Mississippi State, an 8-point lead early. But senior point guard Tony Harris at the end of the first half made a 3-point shot, giving the Volunteers their largest lead of the game. They lead by 9.
SEC basketball is brought to you by your friends at Citgo. Citgo, we know you.
Kentucky on Tuesday night started slowly today, but they lead the Bulldogs by 9 at the intermission here in Knoxville. Earlier today in the first half of our JP Sports Southeastern Conference here in Knoxville, Tennessee, the Volunteers 46, the Bulldogs 37. We'll be back.
We've had 2 Nobel laureates, 7 Rhodes Scholars, 6 Pulitzer Prize winners, and 10 astronauts. We have 3 universities serving 42,000 students across the state. We have institutes of agriculture and public service that touch the lives of Tennesseans in every county. And we also play a little basketball.
Running against South Carolina. Off the rebound, Tennessee gets the ball into front court, and 3 quick passes later, Isaiah Victor throws down a rim-rattling jam. It's classic Tennessee. Higgins to Yarborough to Victor for the photo finish. And that's the Advance Auto Parts Best Play of the Week.
We're back in Knoxville where the Volunteers overcome an 8-point Mississippi State lead and have a 9-point advantage on the Bulldogs at the end of the first half. David Steele and Barry Booker back with you. Tennessee started slowly. Give Mississippi State credit, Barry. They were ready to go early, weren't they?
They sure were. Fired up. Tang Hamilton really playing well, and Michael Goler playing well as well. As we get into the first half highlights, a lot of 3-point shooting going on. 25 for the 2 teams combined. 25 opportunities, and here's Antonio Jackson knocking out a tough 3-point shot. Mississippi State 4 of 11, about 36% from 3-point range. As you see Tang Hamilton, who had a very good first half, 6 of 10 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3-point range for 14 points. And Harris Walker drilling the 3-point shot. Walker 3 for 3 from the field, including 2 for 2 from 3-point range. And Tennessee shot lights out, 50%, 7 of 14 from 3-point range. And Ron Slade knocking out another 3-point shot. He really played well in the first half with 13 points.
I thought Walker's 2 threes when Tennessee was down by 8 turned the momentum around for the Volunteers in that first half. They wind up shooting 64% in the first half.
And getting to the line a little bit. When they drive to the basket, they're getting fouled, and that's the difference in the game.
Bulldogs out rebounding the Volunteers, as you would expect. Mississippi State's the #1 rebounding team in the Southeastern Conference, but still, the Volunteers lead by 9, 46-37. The second half when we come back.
SEC basketball is being brought to you by Comfort Inn. It's more than a room, it's comfort. By Ice House. Ice House style is about making a good time better with the smooth, never watered down taste.
The Volunteers with a 16-game home court winning streak on the line today lead the Mississippi State Bulldogs 46-37 at the end of the first half.
Tennessee has been dominating in the first few minutes of the second half this year, outscoring their opponents by 101 points so far this season. And Mississippi State's had a little bit of a problem in the first few minutes of the second half, so Tennessee may have a chance to take complete control of this game and put Mississippi State away right now.
The announcers for this game are selected and compensated by Jefferson Pilot Sports. Any use of this broadcast without the express permission of the Southeastern Conference and Jefferson Pilot Sports is prohibited. We've got all kinds of clock problems. Up 2 fouls in about 2 or 3 minutes in the first half and had to sit the entire remaining half. Remember, he got his career high last year against Tennessee. They go right at Jackson, and the clock did not start.
Yeah. As we see some of the Volunteer statistics in SEC games only. They played such a tough schedule. Some of the overall rankings can be misleading, but against SEC competition, they lead the league in 6 categories.
High-scoring team, Jerry Green with 3 seniors and 3 outstanding seniors. Harris and Victor and Charles Hathaway, who we did not see today because of the flu virus. Tony Harris, 10 points in the first half, including a 3-point shot at the buzzer, which gave the Volunteers a 9-point half. They have a lot of work to do if they're going to break that streak this afternoon.
Yeah, kind of spooky. Mississippi State with a chance to break another 16-game home winning streak from the Vols. If we can get this thing underway again.
For the clock problem to be resolved, Jerry Green, incredible home record in his 4th year as the head coach of the Tennessee Volunteers. Of course, the former head coach at Oregon and an assistant at Kansas under Roy Williams, head coach at the University of North Carolina in Asheville in the mid-70s through the early 80s. Had a successful program over at UNCA. And doing a great job with this volunteer program. You're talking about a team that has had tremendous success. We saw his home court record. Only 3 teams in volunteer basketball history have started the year 17-2.
And Jerry Green has some amazing numbers here at Tennessee as we see that the Vols are 4-1 against ranked opponents so far this season. And Tennessee now stands with this number 4 ranking as the tied for the highest rank ever for the Vols. They have the longest win streak, or the longest streak of being ranked, the 30 weeks in a row in Tennessee history. Their winning the SEC title was the first since 1982, and Jerry Green has done all this. He has a 16-2 ball club, but still it seems that he gets no respect. The expectations are so high, the talent level is so high, that this Tennessee club can't do enough.
Volunteers were eliminated by North Carolina in the Sweet 16 last year, and hope to make a return at least that far into the NCAA postseason this season. They're certainly talented enough to do that.
Yeah, they are talented enough to win it all, I think. There are probably about a dozen teams in the country that you could say can win the NCAA title this year legitimately, and Tennessee is certainly one of them.
Well, I don't know if they need to be concerned about a shot clock. Tennessee does not waste much time in launching it. That 3 by Isaiah Victor, his first 3-point field goal today.
They are lighting it up from 3-point range. That's 8 for 15 on 3 so far today.
And the first double-digit lead, Robert Jackson gets his first bucket of the afternoon. Again, early foul trouble by the big junior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Put him on the bench. He cuts the lead to 10.
Mississippi State's leading scorer and leading rebounder only able to play 3 minutes in the first half because of that foul trouble.
Slay goes right at him. They'd like to get Jackson out of there. Slay kept his pivot foot nailed to the floor somehow.
And Robert Jackson was trying to move him out, trying to push him away from the basket, and Jackson just moved himself out of position, allowed Slay the easy lay-in.
Offensive foul on the Bulldogs. Markel Patterson trying to set a screen away from the ball.
And the 2 big guys going at one another. Here's Robert Jackson with the lay-in, getting away from Slay. And then Slay, Jackson, look at him moving his feet forward, just moves himself right around Ron Slay, allows him to lay it in.
Tennessee's other defeat, in addition to Kentucky, was against Virginia. They came back the next game and knocked off Syracuse. And Slay had a 27-point career-high performance in that one, so he's responding well again today. Here he goes again against Jackson. Off the glass, this one no good. Hamilton rebounds for the Bulldogs.
Good job by Tennessee so far in this half, trying to take the ball inside and get some shots down low out of Ron Slay.
Jackson has used his dribble, needs help, and turns it over. Victor, 3-on-2, Victor to the rim and beyond.
Isaiah Victor, so smooth, good ball handler and a great finisher.
And Rick Stansberry trying to keep the momentum somewhat in check. Calls for a timeout. The Volunteers are threatening to blow the lid off of this one in Knoxville.
We talked about how explosive Tennessee can be to start the second half. That's a three-pointer and a slam dunk from Isaiah Victor so far in the second half to get Tennessee rolling.
A crowd of 16,008 on a snowy Saturday afternoon in East Tennessee. They love their Volunteers all across the great Volunteer state.
Good crowd here today in Thompson Bowling Arena. And Tennessee really does have it going in basketball. You got one of the better women's teams in the nation and the best men's team in the SEC.
Don't forget
Ronald Dupree, one of the better players in the Southeastern Conference for LSU. LSU only 5 scholarship guys.
Was that blocked by Yarbrough or not?
I think he got a piece of it.
Goler says he did, but the officials rule otherwise. Yarbrough denying it. He says, I'll give up a block shot there to get the ball back for my team.
Yeah. You saw that graphic a moment ago. Tennessee off to a quick start here in the second half, 7-2 so far.
Jackson pulls in the rebound. And that is his first rebound of the game. Hamilton rebounds the miss and puts it in.
Beautiful job by Goler, going up, catching the basketball, and then dropping it off to Tang Hamilton for the easy lay-in. Good job by Mississippi State trying to get things going.
Hamilton now has 16 points. Patterson trying to get the steal, picks up his 4th personal foul.
Point guard, Mississippi State really lacking in the point guard category. Don't have a true point guard. Need Zimmerman to fill that role here this afternoon the rest of the way.
Tennessee really working and pushing the ball inside in the second half. That shot by Victor is no good.
Isaiah Victor really forced that one. Tang Hamilton did a good job defensively contesting that shot.
Goler turns it over. Easy pickoff for Yarbrough.
Yarbrough really sagging off Goler, not respecting his ability to shoot the basketball from outside.
Slade fumbles it away. Good sloppy play at both ends of the floor in the last couple of minutes early in the second half. Tennessee leading by 12.
Tennessee has had a problem putting teams away. Up by 12, but they're a little bit relaxed right now.
Hamilton stayed on his feet. Tough shot by Victor. Rebounds his own miss. And the foul.
Isaiah Victor forced another shot against some good defense by Tang Hamilton, but Victor able to use his quickness and size, go get the basketball again and lay it in.
Isaiah Victor line, 1 shot.
After the shot has gone up, Victor scrapping for the rebound, using the rim. He is just too big and too tough inside for Tang Hamilton. That is a tough matchup for Hamilton, who could play a shooting guard position for Mississippi State. They have been playing the power forward position, trying to guard one of the best in the league in Isaiah Victor.
Victor had the old Moses Malone going, throw it up to the rim.
Had those
Go
rebounds.
get your own offensive rebound. Tennessee builds the lead out to 15. We'll be back. To 41. This after the Bulldogs had a pair of 8-point leads in the first half.
Look at Tennessee shooting the basketball so well this afternoon. They've cooled down to only 50% so far in the second half. And Mississippi State just not getting enough shots. They have 4 field goal opportunities to Tennessee's 8 so far in the second half.
Tennessee goes to its zone defense. Great pass from Jackson to Jackson. No relation.
Good job by Robert Jackson getting position down low and catching and laying that basketball in. Mississippi State trying to get Robert Jackson going.
Yarbrough launches a 3. Robert Jackson rebound for the Bulldogs, who trail by 13. Work the ball around the zone, get the ball inside to Jackson. No whistle. Rebound Higgins.
Looks like a little contact on his arms. Tennessee gets it and takes off the other way.
Marcus Hayslip, baseline, foul on Robert Jackson. That will be his 3rd. And the first team foul against Tennessee. Start He started a game early in the season last year in Puerto Rico against American University. Has been one of the premier sixth men in college basketball for 2 seasons now. Hamilton started so quickly today, but has really cooled off in the rebound by Higgins. Good defense by Tennessee.
Very good job by Ron Slay contesting that shot.
Higgins shoots it as nicely as anybody in the Southeastern Conference. A real soft touch from out there. And the SEC's leading three-point shooter has 2 today.
46% from three-point range. John Higgins knocking it out. Things just not going Mississippi State's way so far. Ninth turnover for Mississippi State right there. 4th this half. And John Higgins dropping in the three-point shot. Excellent three-point shooter for the Tennessee Vols. And the Vols have got it going their way, up 16 now in the second half.
Total turnovers. Both teams have taken pretty good care of the basketball today, but Tennessee has just been on fire from the three-point arc. Much like they did against South Carolina earlier this season. When they get it going from the outside behind the three-point arc, they are almost impossible to defeat. They're 10 of 19 from the arc this afternoon, and Harris has hit 2 of those 10 for the Volunteers.
When a team shoots 53% from three-point range, and Tennessee has taken a lot of three-point shots today, Mississippi State has kind of backed off of them defensively, kind of daring them to take the three-point shots, and Tennessee doesn't need much daring. They're willing to put it up from out there and really doing a great job today.
Well, you live with a 3, you also die with a 3, and in Lexington on Tuesday night, the Volunteers struggled from the arc, but not in this one against the Bulldogs, who, by the way, made their first 4 three-point field goal attempts this afternoon and have missed their last 8, which is sort of summarizes how this game has gone for the Bulldogs. They started well, but now trail by 19 points, and Tennessee threatening to blow them out.
Mississippi State needs this game to be played at a relatively slow pace, so it's going to be tough for them to make up that 19-point deficit.
Antonio Jackson penetrates in, kicks it out to Zimmerman. Well, this is a good rebounding team, though. Bowler trying to shovel it off inside, and we had a whip. There's Walker rebounds the long on this free throw by Boswell. Walker did a good job in the first half off the bench for Tennessee.
Really shot the basketball well.
Slay made a nice move. That jump hook has fallen for him several times today. Zimmerman uncontested.
Driving it right through the Tennessee ball defense and slamming it home. Derek Zimmerman, good job staying under control and taking what the defense gave him, a wide open dunk.
Walker's so quick off the dribble.
Tough shot right there, a runner in the lane.
Harris cuts off Zimmerman. Boswell. Inside Phillips. Boswell battling again. Finally puts it in.
Mississippi State working the offensive glass once again. And cut it down to 14. Mississippi State hasn't quit. Tennessee needs to pump up the intensity one more time.
Jerry Green's fears about his team's defensive rebounding have not been allayed today as Harris bombs in another 3.
Amazing the job that Tennessee has done shooting the basketball from three-point range today.
Harris has 16. Pick and roll, perfectly executed, but the ball squirts out of Boswell's hands, picked up by Phillips.
Great pass by Antonio Jackson. Boswell had a good opportunity down low.
Look at the freshman make a nice move on Slay, but he got too far up under the rim. Ron Slay leads the fast break for the Volunteers, and a travel is called on Slay. At a season-high clip, they have made a season-high 11. That last one by Tony Harris gives them 11 out of 20 for today's basketball game, so they're shooting better than 50%. Harris has made 3 of those 11. And Yarbrough has 2. Higgins has 2. Harris Walker has 2. Victor has 1. Slay has 1. They can all put it up from out there.
11 for 20, 55%. It's going to be tough for Mississippi State to win if they don't do a better job defending the three-point line than they've done so far today.
Jackson comes off of a baseline screen and knocks down the jumper. Good offense by Mississippi State.
Tough shot by Antonio Jackson. Didn't get completely squared up to the basket, but able to still drop in that 19-footer.
He really impressed folks out in Arizona. Their big upset victory over the Arizona Wildcats. He had 22 in that game. Dennis Grindstaff penetrates in, hands it over to Victor. Victor double team, back out to Harris. The shot clock is at 8 as Harris launches another three. Boswell rebounds the miss.
Shot clock at Tennessee's end of the court not functioning, so they're going to have a bit of a tough time knowing what's going on with that shot clock.
Nice move by the freshman.
Nice quick little post move you just saw. He has some ability down low for Mississippi State. Lead down to 13. Mississippi State kind of hanging around. Tennessee hasn't been able to shake them completely. Standing in the lane, didn't know where he was on the court. Turnover, and Mississippi State, if they get a three, they'll cut this down to 10.
They'll go for the two instead, and Antonio Jackson drills it. So the Bulldogs have come from 19 down and have reduced the lead to 11.
Antonio Jackson feeling it. He's up to 10 points and really shooting the ball with a lot of confidence the last couple of trips down the court for the Bulldogs.
Grindstaff for three. Will not add his name to the long list. That is going to be a foul on Harris Walker.
An intentional foul.
Reached out and grabbed the jersey.
By 10.
Marcus Heaslip just checked back in for the Volunteers. Zimmerman enters it to Austin. The freshman put it on the floor, and that's a big mistake with those quick hands of Walker in there.
Good job by Harris Walker poking that one away.
Slay missed the floater. The rebound, Boswell.
Quick shot, short possessions for Tennessee. It seems like we're always on Mississippi State's offensive end of the court.
Well, the young fella clawing for the ball, isn't he? That's just great low post basketball for the freshman.
That quickness, that fake spin toward the baseline, shook off Isaiah Victor, or that was Ron Slay playing defense there, not very well, and Austin gets the layup.
Bulldogs on a 9-0 run. Slade takes the ball inside. Zimmerman called for the foul over the back. Tennessee could really use a basket here to stop the Bulldog momentum. Off balance shot by Heaslip won't go.
He jumped in the air, wanted to make a pass inside the Slay, but got hung up in the air, had to shoot the basketball and couldn't get it down. Now Mississippi State with a chance to cut it to 6 or 5 with a basket here.
And the natives a little bit restless in Knoxville, Tennessee, as Hamilton hop steps into the lane, taken away by Walker.
Quick hands by Harris Walker again.
Grindstaff with the left hand. And the Volunteers break that 9-0 run by Mississippi State and lead by 10 again.
And the defense got it done. The poke away by Harris Walker, and Dennis Grindstaff did a great job taking it to the basket, saying they're under control and getting the bucket.
Well, you pointed out the Volunteers' problem putting people away.
But kind of got lethargic and stood around a lot on the offensive end of the court and allowed Mississippi State back into the ball game, as we see Grindstaff taking it to the basket. And Tennessee trying to crank it up, trying to crank up the intensity.
Just sleep in your own bed, watch great basketball for 4 or 5 days in a row.
And the balance in this league, there is not a bad team in the bunch of 12. 12 very good ball clubs and should be very competitive. Probably 5 or 6 teams could go in there and win that tournament.
Injuries taking a roll around the Southeastern Conference with Florida and LSU, South Carolina.
Mac McGadney out at Auburn, their leading scorer, when he blew out his ACL.
Walker leaning in and out. Jackson rebound for the Bulldogs.
Mississippi State, at this point, they need to make every possession count. Oh, man.
They do.
Very awesome. Baiting away, one-handed, able to get that shot down, up to 12 points now for the big fella.
Its season high is 16. And against the 3 Southeastern Conference opponents, 2 out of 15 from the field. So he's really come up big today in the SEC.
Against one of the best front lines in the league. This will give him a lot of confidence.
2 Bulldogs fell down, and Walker had a gimme for the putback.
And Harris Walker continuing to do good work for the Tennessee Vols. That drive didn't go down, but he stayed with it and got the bucket.
Walker in double figures. 4 Volunteers in double figures today. Harris Walker has 10. Tennessee in that zone defense. Antonio Jackson to Guy Gardner, who checked in during the last timeout. Hamilton. Jackson on the tip. Off the rim. A break for Tennessee. Victor rebounds ahead to Grindstaff. 3-point shot. Victor rebounds for Tennessee. Under the rim, and he stepped out of bounds. Oh, Barrett.
I saw that he stepped on the end line, no doubt.
Mario Austin. A little bit of a tough shot there by the freshman. He's got a lot of confidence in his game right now, doesn't he?
He has played so well for Mississippi State.
Slay misses another one in close.
Animated coming down the court. Very disappointed that he didn't get that one down. Good shot for Tennessee. Slade just couldn't get it.
This matchup zone working well for the Volunteers. Austin over Slade. Higgins rebounds for Tennessee. Both teams have gone cold, and Tennessee protecting a 12-point lead with 4.5 minutes to go.
Mario Austin may be a little bit tired. He's not used to playing the kind of minutes that he's played today. And the fatigue may be forcing him to miss a few of those shots inside.
Well-balanced Tennessee attack today. That is way off the mark from Victor.
Defense right now.
Well, they've got to get it going pretty quickly as the clock hits 4 minutes to go.
Antonio Jackson was shooting the ball very well just a few moments ago.
And banks that one in, and a whistle. That's a difficult pre-conference schedule. So they were ready to go when conference action began.
Georgia is really playing well, doing a nice job. Jim Herrick got that front line playing well down there in Athens.
One-on-one basketball from Yarborough, and once again, Tennessee leaves the door open for a Mississippi State rally. Jackson passed the ball off. Tennessee, though, is at 17 fouls, and it'll be a 1-and-1. A good team play, and then at times, Barry, they seem to wander a little bit on the offensive end and the defensive end, for that matter.
Yeah, the intensity just comes and goes with this Tennessee ball club, loaded with talent, but they will give you opportunities to stay in the ball game.
To go. He missed the shot. It's a 9-point lead for Tennessee.
A couple of good matchups right now for Tennessee. Tony Harris working against Gardner out front, and Ron Slay against Robert Jackson down low.
Slay has missed at least 3 right at the rim in the second half.
He's really struggling. He's got good shots down low, just isn't able to get them down. 1 for 6 on his last few opportunities.
Michael Doler has returned for the Bulldogs.
Mississippi State has to start playing a little more quickly now.
Gardner, and a foul on Harris. Guy Gardner steps into the game and knocks down a big shot for the Bulldogs, and he'll be at the line with a 3-point opportunity.
And that is the very reason Gardner is in the game, to take those 3-point shots. His club needs some points right now. They do a nice job swinging the ball around to him. Not a real good pass over to him, but Gardner able to gather it in. Tony Harris got a little bit underneath him, and Gardner dropped in that 3-point shot.
Well, it's a 4-point. After a 4-point play by junior Guy Gardner. 2:49 to go. We'll be back after this message from your local station.
Comfort Inn. It's more than a room. It's comfort.
The Mississippi State Bulldogs trying to make a tight one out of it, and they're doing a good job at the moment. They have cut what was at one time a 19-point lead back to 71-66, and we still have 2:49 to play. Other scores today: Ole Miss over Kentucky and Oxford. Vandy wins at Florida. Duke romps over Georgia Tech. And a battle of two top 20 teams with Virginia coming out on top. Arizona blows out UCLA. Illinois over Penn State. Number 4, Tennessee trying to hold on against the Bulldogs. And offensive foul against Tony Harris.
Two huge plays from Guy Gardner. He hits the three-point shot and then gets to the foul line. Comes up with 4 points on offense. And then guarding one of the best perimeter players in the SEC, Guy Gardner holds his ground, takes the charge. Mississippi State has possession, only down by 5.
So this transfer from Northeast Mississippi Community College, really a factor late in the game for the Bulldogs. Hamilton, and the Bulldogs have cut the lead to 3. Hamilton only 4 points in the second half, but that is a big one. And Tennessee now feeling the pressure with 2:10 to go.
Mississippi State coming back from 19 down earlier in this half. Tennessee with only 25 points in the second half.
That foul is on a Hamilton holding Isaiah Victor.
So Victor will step to the line shooting 1-1. Victor a 69% foul shooter. And these are big ones for Tennessee.
Volunteers spotted Kentucky an early lead on Tuesday. Never really able to get back into that game completely, but Jerry Green's team here today, a major lead against the Bulldogs at about the 14-minute mark, but now up by only 4 after the free throw by Victor.
They play in spurts, and sometimes they can be bad spurts for these Tennessee Vols.
A nice second half in this game for Isaiah Victor. 10 second half points for the senior from Hopkinsville, Kentucky, and the Volunteers' lead is 5. Goler. Gardner looks inside for Jackson. The big man working on Slay, swatted out of bounds by Isaiah Victor.
Tennessee leads the SEC in shot blocking. You can see why. Isaiah Victor times it just right, comes over and smacks that shot out of bounds from Robert Jackson. Tennessee trying to take this one over.
Gardner stepped out of bounds.
The Vols have brought the crowd back into this ball game, extended their lead once again to 5. Gardner had an opportunity to take that three-point shot, should have let it go, but didn't, and ended up making the turnover.
And a foul against Gardner will put Tony Harris on the free throw line.
It's not time to just fouling quite yet. Mississippi State still has 1:40 to go, and they don't need to send Tony Harris to the line as we look at our all-tell play of the game. Isaiah Victor and the Tennessee Vols inside players dominating, and that is our all-tell play of the game.
Victor, a huge presence inside on the defensive end, and on the offensive end also in the second half for Tennessee. And Tony Harris doing his thing on the free throw line, where he is perfect today at 7 for 7. And the Volunteer lead returns to 7 after a big Bulldog rally late in the second half. Bulldogs need a bucket, and they'll get 3 free throws for Antonio Jackson, and he is fouled by Yarbrough. Antonio Jackson with 10 points in this half, and the Bulldogs applying full court pressure. Harris, and a foul is going to be called on Robert Jackson, who has just fouled out of the game.
That's all for Jackson. And they'll put Tony Harris back at the foul line once again.
Well, a look at our Ice House players of the game today. Tang Hamilton, the senior from Jackson, Mississippi. Big first half for Hamilton. He had 14 first half points, finishes also with 7 rebounds. And Tony Harris, perfect from the free throw line, and 3 big three-point field goals for the senior point guard out of Memphis.
And the 4 assists. Tony Harris really played well, played under control today for this Tennessee ball club.
Jerry Green's Volunteers trying to hold on for their 16th consecutive home court victory. The last time they had a 16-game home court streak, Mississippi State came in here and knocked them off 2 years ago. So the Vols lead by 5 late. Don't forget, coming off a big win in Gainesville earlier this week, and another free throw by Tony Harris.
And Tennessee has done a very nice job down the stretch here. They're 13 of 15 from the line, and Tony Harris 8 of 9, now 9 of 10 from the line today. Victor stepped to the line, hit a couple of big ones, and now Tony Harris comes up with 4 in a row to extend Tennessee's lead.
Jackson trying to thread the needle.
Needs to attack very quickly. They don't have time to run a lot of clock off right now.
And Goler launches a 3. Hamilton, a long arm rebound, puts it in.
The long arm is right. You can see the reach of Tane Hamilton stretching out to come up with that rebound.
He has 20. The Bulldogs apply the full court pressure. Yarbrough to Victor. Might have gotten away with a travel there before the collision.
Good idea by Mario Austin to try to take the charge in that situation. As we look trying to take that charge, but not able to do so. Victor, he may have traveled, but Tennessee gets the break, and Victor steps to the line once again.
Tennessee's ability to make free throws has kept them in the lead, but Victor misses that one.
But they hit the foul shots when they were shooting the 1-and-1 situation. Now, after 10 fouls, Mississippi State and the double bonus, Victor misses them both.
Oh, the Bulldogs still down by only 5 and ample time left. They go straight into the freshman, and he delivered. Mario Austin. And a timeout taken by Stansbury and the Bulldogs. Well, the crowd, I think a lot of them were kind of easing up out of their seats several minutes ago, Barry, but not able to get out of here comfortably with their Volunteers clinging now to a 3-point advantage.
Thought they had this thing put away a while ago, but Mississippi State's stubborn. They're not going away. And Mississippi State is a tough matchup for Tennessee because of the way Mississippi State rebounds and takes the ball inside. It's a tough team for Tennessee to handle.
The Vols have to take care of the basketball, and a hands-on foul against Derek Zimmerman. We'll send probably the one guy you don't want to send to the free throw line for Tennessee, Tony Harris.
Yeah, Mississippi State, they have some time here. They can allow Tennessee to pass around a little bit, try and pick and choose the foul shooters that they want to send to the line. But again, here's Tony Harris, the senior leader for the Vols, allowed to step to the line.
Piling up points on the free throw line late in the game as Harris now has 21 total. Tennessee leads by 5 with 41 seconds to play. Bulldogs Jackson in a hurry. Goler trying to bounce it back out to Hamilton, who is surely going to try and get up a 3-point shot, but the ball is kicked out of bounds, so the Bulldogs will inbound it again.
Yeah, Mississippi State, if they can, they would prefer to get a shot going toward the basket. They will certainly take a 3-point attempt if it becomes available, especially Guy Gardner. Tennessee really has to track him and know where he is on the court, which is what Jerry Green wants to talk about right now.
Oftentimes, the man who inbounds the basketball will step inbounds, receive the pass back, and fire a 3-point shot. Gardner was going to inbound the ball, and Jerry Green quickly took a timeout to make sure his club was on the same page defensively.
Mississippi State only one of it.
They've continued to fight back, and they find themselves down only 5 with 31.5 seconds remaining.
The Volunteers having a good time. You saw Tony Harris tugging on Ron Slay's headband there a few moments ago.
Is that akin to tugging on Superman's cape?
At times today it has been.
Jackson open for 3. Boy, he was wide open from the top of the arc. A 2-point game after the Jackson 3 and a foul on Goler. They'll send Yarbrough to the line.
And that's a good idea. Yarborough only a 59% foul shooter. Mississippi State will not go away. And maybe a man-to-man defense would be a better idea in situations. In this situation where you're trying to prevent the three-point shot, playing the zone defense, you're not sure who you're guarding, and Antonio Jackson swings open. Top of the key, that's an easy shot. He drills it. Now Mississippi State has this lead down to 2.
And pressure on Yarborough to go to the line. A 59% free throw shooter, 52 out of 88 for the year. 2 out of 2 today. And now 3 for 3. And that a big one. This one would be even larger to give Tennessee a 2-possession lead. Clutch free throw shooting by the junior from Cleveland, Tennessee. Jackson uses a screen and lets it go. Yarborough, big rebound. Higgins fouled by Goler. 17.7 seconds left. The Volunteers march to the free throw line, protecting a 4-point lead.
It looks like the Vols are going to hold on here today. Mississippi State not able to get that last shot attempt down. And Higgins stepping to the line with only 17.7 to play. Tennessee appears to be in pretty good shape.
Well, free throws generally have been their friend today. They're 18 of 23, a very solid 78%. But Higgins misses the chance to give them a 5-point lead.
They don't have a field goal in the last 5:45 of this ball game. It's been a parade to the foul line. They're up 5 now.
And the Bulldogs pull off another 3-point shot. Jackson will go for the 2. And his left-handed twisting layup cuts the lead back to 3 again with 10 seconds to go. Tennessee trying to play keep away now with the clock winding down. And Gardner fouls Yarborough with 6 seconds remaining.
If Yarborough can make one of these, that should put it away for Tennessee.
It has been a struggle for Jerry Green's team against a stubborn Mississippi State ball club. You got to give Rick Stansbury's club a lot of credit. They could have just gotten blown out of this building midway through the second half.
That's true. They really hung in there, did a good job of staying confident, knowing they'd have a chance if they just kept fighting, and they did give themselves a chance at the end of this ball game against the number 4 team in the country.
That first shot allows Volunteer fans to breathe a sigh of relief, and the second one gives Tennessee a 5-point lead. Hamilton. And that's the end of the basketball game. Tennessee holds off Mississippi State, scoring their 17th consecutive win here at Thompson-Boling Arena. Jerry Green, his 4th-ranked team, now 17-2 for the year and 4-1 in the Southeastern Conference. The Bulldogs dropped to 10-5 and 1 win and 3 defeats in the tough SEC. A well-balanced league and 2 well-balanced teams today. A nice effort by the Bulldogs, but the Volunteers hold on. The final score is 84-79 as Tennessee, with great late free throw shooting, holds off the Bulldogs. So for Barry Booker, I'm David Steele. You've been watching Jefferson Pilot Sports exclusive coverage of Southeastern Conference basketball.
Every morning.
Puts it back, and the foul. Tennessee up 14 at that point. Tennessee still up. Tony Harris drains the 3-ball. Tennessee with a 17-point lead.
Amazing.
Ron Slay actually led the Vols with 13 first-half points, and right now, well, that game is final. Tennessee